Oh, 20 degrees and 20-mile-an-hour winds. We're keeping it all closed again. 2020, that's kind of the rule. The goats can handle 20-degree weather and then 20-mile-an-hour winds. But when you have them going at the same time and no bright sun to heat them up, it gets dangerous. Oh my gosh. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. Oh man. Hi, Thor. There you go, buddy. Let me get you the other bucket too. Let me see if we can figure out how to get this bucket right here in with Thor. Switch the two or something. Yeah. Move your food one to there. Oh, that's not good. Like that. Ooh, that sounded good, Thor. I heard that. That was a good rumination growth. Thor's doing amazing, by the way. He's doing so good. We got to get him over to the other barn when it's not this cold out for a weight check. Because it's been close to a month since we were dealing with all those Thor troubles, and we have not put him back in with the herd because, as you guys recall, he got knocked over. That was not good. The question is, does he have, oh, there goes that wind. Does he have enough energy to be able to live with these guys outside? Can he handle his own? We don't know, and we're not willing to take that chance in this cold and everything, because 2020, if it's in the 20s and the winds are over 20, we just leave them all in. And unfortunately, this barn, fortunately and unfortunately, this barn was built with very big open eaves for airflow. That was designed for heat. Goats hate the heat. They can handle the cold way better than the heat, right? They just hunker down like that, and they just snuggle in, and they're good. But it gets pretty bad. Look at them. There's a whole pile of them over there, you know? Are you eating his hay? My goodness. Let's move this back here. Thor, your friends are stealing your hay. You know, they hunker under there. Look at them. There's a team of like 3 of them under the feeder, you know, because it's cold. But the good thing is, in summer, it's great. It breathes. It's not hot. But in the winter, huge wind gusts come in and they loop around. So that's why they hide under there, because they'll let the breeze come in and hit here instead of, because it's not coming in and going straight down the wall, right? That's why they hide under it. One thing we could do, very difficult, but could be done, I've seen it before, is in every one of these sections, these are 4-foot sections from one truss to the other, 4-foot section, you would put a piece of plywood here on hinges, and in the summer it'd be down, but in the winter you swing them all up and latch them there. You would have to do it across the whole entire barn. So you would just come in like November and go clip, 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 all the way down. So in other words, you're closing the eave. during the winter and then open it during the summer. But very costly, hard to do, and most winters you don't need it. But unfortunately this winter, we probably could have used it. All right, let me go open quickly the other side, and then I get dressed for real after. Morning stuff with mom and puppies and everything. And then we do the big barn. Whoa. Yeah, look at you guys, all of them, right down. I don't think it's dark, it's too early in the morning. Look at them, all of them. Boom, 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 right down the line. They're hiding from the wind coming in here. So it's coming in here, it's going that way, and they're hiding under it. Down there, every single goat is right down the same wall. I'm gonna throw them some hay and just leave them in.
Keep it simple, keep it sweet. Here's a line I heard somewhere. Feel the ground under your feet. It can take you anywhere.
Oh, Mila. Okay.
Chasing shadows with you.
Piper, are you serious? That was all your fault.
Times of anger, feeling hope.
Oh, Piper. This is why we can't have nice things, Piper. Mila, stop licking that. Those are pellets. You're not supposed to eat pellets. Oh, my goodness. Piper's ridiculous. Oh. Piper, don't do it. Coming in. Okay. Oh, look, you and Mila are hugging. Okay. Mila, sorry. It's Piper's fault. Okay, good. Relax. It's gonna be okay. I know. Lucy was your friend too. If you didn't know by now, unfortunately we lost Lucy yesterday. She decided enough was enough, and she peacefully passed away pretty much in her sleep. Zero fighting, zero noise. To tell the story, you guys know, Lucy's been kind of living alone. We didn't want to call it hospice care because it wasn't really hospice care. She wasn't sick. She was just weak. No matter what we did, no matter how much sweet feed or grain we gave her, she wouldn't gain weight. She was just out in the sun, what was that, about a week and a half ago maybe? And then just on Sunday, today's Thursday, the recording of this. Oh my gosh, Mila, you're shedding like crazy. Today's Thursday. Just on Sunday, as you're seeing here, as you're watching right now, she was eating her grain just fine. And then Wednesday morning, she wouldn't get up. She still ate her grain. We could not get her up. Couldn't get her to stand on her legs. We called the vet. We talked to Kara. And she agreed that it's time to put her down. And she passed away before Kara can get her. So, Lucy is in heaven with Sadie and Amy and Bonnie, her daughter. Yep, she's back up there with her. So, unfortunately, this cold weather, even if it wasn't, the cold wasn't the reason, the cold maybe sped it up, you know. No matter what, there was nothing we could have done. Even if you heated the barn or anything like that, it still wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have helped. To top that off, if you haven't read Liz's Facebook post, she always puts out this kind of news first. So if you're not on Facebook and you get it from me, I apologize, because I'm not the best at this.
So I used a little AI technology to bring you guys Liz's Facebook post.
I'm constantly trying to protect this community from the pain that comes with loving these animals. Please, if you are at work, driving, shopping, or simply not ready for sad news, maybe wait to read the rest of this post. If you choose to continue reading, please read to the very end for all updates. 3 Fate 1425, Lucy Lou, aka Loose My Funny Goose, the Peacemaker, and the Undeniable Undercover Queen. You came by these names honestly over your nearly 11-year-long life. From a wild child, girls just want to have fun, baby to a peacemaking queen, we had a lifetime of laughs and stories to remember. Lucy and her 3 sisters came to the farm as bottle babies in 2014. They were our first 4 goats that started everything here at SSF. Lucy became the ringleader of fun and spice from the very first day she arrived. Her high energy as a kid matured into a strong, independent woman and earned her the title of Queen of the Herd. Now, at first, Her Majesty hadn't made herself known. See, Lucy had a tendency to hire out her duties, and not just her royal ones. She had everyone convinced Danica was the queen. It wasn't until we really looked closely at the dynamics that we realized Lucy was directing Danica to be her muscle. Lucy didn't like when the lower class fought, and she would pick sides. She would interject into the dispute and support the goat she sided with. It was an interesting dynamic, and one we haven't seen displayed in any other goat. Lucy also hired out her motherly duties. While she made beautiful babies, one could say she was a lazy mom, from labor and delivery to 12 weeks old. Every time Lucy entered into active labor, she would look at me like, well, do something. One year, she laid in my lap while actively pushing until I felt little hooves pushing against my leg and had to stand up so her baby had more room to exit. Most years, she would get the babies to the point where their hooves were out and make us do the rest. She was a diva like that. After birth, she always cared well for her babies, but she did like to summon her nannies to watch her kids while she went and did her self-care routine. She even expected them to nurse her kids while she was gone. Lucy always had trouble making milk thieves, but they were always the cutest little thieves that have gone on to be mothers and studs on their own farms and ours. Lucy became a grandmother on our farm for the first time in 2024. She joins her baby girl, Bonnie, in heaven, who left us an incredible legacy here in Otis and Oakley. It's impossible to look at them and not see both Lucy and Bonnie in them. Lucy fought a hard fight with parasites during her last few years of life. Through a well-thought-out parasite management and deworming program and herd separation, we helped limit her exposure and the load on her body. However, as the years went on, Lucy became resistant to many classes of dewormers. We were left with no treatment options in the end. Our ultimate plan became to give her access to all the hay and grain she could eat and limit the stress on her body. She happily lived in her own private suite for the last few months of her life. She enjoyed free-ranging and sunbathing in her private grassy spot with a view of both her old herd and the frat boys, Hop 1 and 2. However, with the new year came harsh, frigid temperatures. We made every attempt to keep her and the rest of the herd warm and cozy, keeping the bedding deep and the doors closed. Yesterday morning, we got the kids on the bus and went to Hop to check on everyone, like we do every morning. We found Lucy unable to stand on her own and very weak. Not weak enough to not eat her grain, though. I knew what I was looking at, though, and I knew who I needed to call. Lucy was done fighting. The cold and her compromised aging body were too much for her. Lucy was not suffering. I have watched many animals make this journey, some less peaceful than others. I went inside, warmed up a blanket in the dryer, and covered Lucy with it and a thick covering of hay. If she was going to pass, I wasn't going to let her be cold. We checked on her every hour until Dr. Kara was able to get here. At 11 a.m., we got a text saying Dr. Kara was on her way. We went out to check on Lucy one last time and found she had fallen asleep for the last time and peacefully passed away, all snuggled in her blanket in that short time between checks. Each loss leaves a hole, and with an aging herd, I have had to prepare myself for these losses. There's no time to heal from one before there's another. That's just the reality of having so many elderly goats. But it really doesn't get easier. Each one leaves you with memories and sadness that there won't be new ones in the future. Each one has you looking to their legacy with new, sad eyes of where they came from. A friend recently asked me, "Is it worth it?" And while I'm sitting here in a state of grief, my knee-jerk reaction is, no. It sucks. It hurts. It's crippling at times. And then you think of all the memories and laughs and joy and experiences you wouldn't have if you didn't have any of them. And that emptiness seems unbearable. So you pull up your boots and keep going. Now, I hate that this post can't end right here, but I also have to address a different elephant in the room and answer why Mila's litter hasn't been on camera as much as Chai's. A couple of days before Christmas, Atty, our blue and tan Mila puppy, came down with an acute case of pneumonia. This is an unfortunate but common issue with puppies. They drink too fast, and milk comes out their noses. And before you can suck it out, they've already taken their next breath and introduced milk into their lungs. We fought with her overnight and immediately started her on antibiotics, set up nebulizing and oxygen treatments in her incubator, but by the next morning, she passed away in my arms. I apologize for not saying anything sooner. I could barely wrap my head around what was happening with Chai's litter, and then I thought I could finally breathe again when Atty took her turn. This was a hard loss for me personally, because I saw a future with Atty. She was my dream color and one I desperately wanted in my breeding program. Even though I only knew her for 16 days, the loss was devastating. I just couldn't face it with the holidays so close. But I want to celebrate these puppies now and share the joy and laughter they do bring. I need to share them and celebrate them. Just like the losses with the goats, I need to move forward. Allow time to mourn the sad times, but not forget to notice the daily good ones too. This is a journey, and the road is not always a well-paved one. Rest in peace, my girls.
You haven't seen Mila's puppies in a very long time. Mila's puppies are not on camera. Chai's puppies are on camera. There's a couple reasons for that. One, it's very hard to balance privacy with production, if that makes sense. What do we show you guys, especially in a 24-hour-a-day live environment? And what do we not show you so we can still live our life the way we want to live it and not for the camera? It's a very hard thing to do. But we love what we do. We love how much value you guys get out of the channel, and we love sharing our animals. It's days like today that make it difficult, right, Piper? Right, Pipey? Can you just lay down? You don't have to stare in my face. Raising Frenchies is extremely difficult. You can Google it, read about it, whatever. All the work, all the hand feeding as you guys are watching on the live cameras, and right now we're at every 5 hours technically, but there's a half an hour like grace period or working period in there. So if the camera says we're feeding at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is when our phone alarms go off and say dog feeding, and then we come to the kitchen, prepare their food, get it all set up, and go feed. So it's always like 5 minutes later, and then they eat, and then you clean up their poop, and da-da-da-da-da. You're not done for about 20 minutes, roughly. So then we restart the timer at 8:30 and count 5 hours. 1:30, yes, I used my fingers. That was just for fun. So that's how it works. It's technically every 5 hours, but you're right, it's every 5.5. So currently, as they get a little older, it'll just go down to 4 times a day. And we'll pick times, something like 5 a.m., 11 a.m., 5 p.m., 11 p.m., and that's it. And it'll just stick there, but we don't know. But my point is, Frenchies are very hard to raise. And in the beginning, we had lots of difficulties with 2 of Chai's babies. As you guys know, this already went out on a Facebook post a while ago, and possibly even into a YouTube video, where it was Tinsel and Eve were fighting for their lives, and Liv and Liz and Angie performed miracles with tube feeding and doctor visits and multiple doctor visits and everything to save those 2 puppies. Once that was settled, I got back from Texas, and Chai's babies, not Chai's, sorry, Mila's babies are about a week younger than Chai's. Everything was going pretty good, but then we started to notice a little bit of behavioral change in Atty. Atty was this puppy here. Unfortunately, Atty didn't make it. We lost her due to, I don't remember. I had to look up that word. We lost her due to pneumonia. That's the word. Her brain wasn't working. An acute case of pneumonia. Now, we tried everything. We got everybody that we know. She went from healthy to gone so fast. I mean, we even brought in oxygen treatments from a buddy of mine who owns a welding machine on a Sunday, borrowed an oxygen tank, hooked it up to our incubator, pumped oxygen into the incubator, did a nebulizing treatment because we own a nebulizer that goes onto the incubator. I mean, this puppy was in ICU. I mean, we had friends on Sundays run to their place of work to get an oxygen tank filled and ready, and we threw everything at it. Unfortunately, we couldn't save her, and that was very, very difficult for Liz and I, because that was the pick of the litter. Don't tell Tinsel or Eve that. She was the one that was supposed to stay, or one of the ones, and Figgy's now staying too, right? You correct me if I'm wrong. Was that public knowledge yet? Figgy and, wow, it's cold. I feel a cold draft coming. Look, I have a line. All three of them, 1, 2, 3, are right here with me. So that was very difficult. So there was a time there where we were like, no, we cannot share this news with them right now. We can't do it. We can't do it. We need to grieve on our own. We need to handle this on our own. We need, I don't know what that was. I hear it again. Somebody's phone. Somebody's phone is ringing over there. Yeah, so sometimes when bad things happen, even when good things happen, we don't share them with you right away because we need our time to process. However, it gets difficult when the bad things start piling up. So I'm sorry you guys had to get 2 in 1 today. And it's, you never know. More bad things could happen. More good things can happen. You never know what tomorrow will bring. Right, Chai? Yeah, so Chai is skipping feedings. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Chai does not come to the feeding in the middle of the night because she is starting to wean her puppies. Eventually, she'll only come to 2 out of the 4 feedings. Now I have an Olivia right here. Right here. She's so big. She's so big. Olivia's getting so big. She's got competitions coming up.
4 and 2 months.
4 competitions in 2 months, including Florida, in about how many days?
42.
42 days, something like that. 40-ish days. She's got Florida. Hopefully it's warmer there than here. And I'm going to just show you Chai's puppies now. It's been too long. You guys can watch them right here. Oh, and that's Quinn.
Hi.
Quinn, that's a very bad angle. There he is, half sleepy. Yeah, sleepy. Good morning. Okay, here's some puppies. And please enjoy your day. Bye-bye.